Well, hello to all my YouTube fans. How are you today? Well, thank you for tuning in today's vlog. If you're wondering what I'm doing today, I would like to share with you, does this thing work? This is a Dell power supply from a Dell computer, and I want to test it and find out if it works. I can also have a spare one for this old e-machine desktop computer. It does have a 24 pin connection, a couple different on connectors and cables and everything else, but this is a refurbished unit. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but let's bring it up to you. You can see it. It's the traditional unit, but let's hook it up and see if it works or not. But I don't know. That's the only way to find out. I just want to make sure I don't blow up my motherboard on the e-machine desktop computer. And by the way, I also got my TV back. It also was broken as well. Alright, first of all, I'm going to be testing this power supply, this Dell power supply on this old e-machine desktop. Be very careful if you do not want to blow up any components in your computer, but remember, this is a refurbished and so is this. I'm not too worried about blowing this thing up, not really worried about it. But let's go ahead and take a look at this power supply. That's your standard power supply, like I said before. That type of connector and this type of connector. These are basically your motherboard power. The accessory, we're not going to worry too much about that. We're not going to connect any whole drives or octal drives or anything like that onto this power supply. I want to see if it does boots. And let's slide this off here. I'll take that off right there. Of course, you can kind of see the inside of my computer. These things can be quite fiddly to get out of here. By the way, this does the AMD motherboard and socket as well. We're just going to feed those up over there, get those out of the way. Now notice, I'm not doing anything with the whole drive or this. I might hook up whole drive, see if it will boot. Time to hook up this Dell power supply to this old AMD motherboard. Just make sure it's the same style connector. If it's not, it may not actually fit in your computer motherboard. Okay, remember this accessory wires? We're not going to hook up anything to it, but I might hook up a whole drive to it to see if it actually boots. So we have the 4-pin extra power and the 24 pin plugs. These, we don't want to mess with those yet. Okay, now, one thing you gotta be safe when you're working on any type of computer is make sure you always ground yourself to the computer case or have some type of anti-static mat and stuff like that. But let's go ahead and hook this back up to my television and see if it's going to boot. I might choose the small drive or the bigger drive to power up and see if it will boot. I don't recommend anybody doing this. This can be quite interesting. It may work, it may blow up, I don't know. Well, let's see if the old Dell power supply will work on the old e-machine desktop computer. And like I said before, I'm not worried if it's going to do any type of damage to the old e-machine desktop. The power supply is probably bad, but you know what? Let's just do a interesting test and see if it will power the old computer. And by the way, it is a AMD system, and I will let you know if it works or doesn't. But let's go ahead and find out. if it does absolutely anything. This is why I do not monkey around with computers sometimes. Let's find out. Alright, tubes, here is the moment of truth. Alright, my old e-machine. You wanna know what I'm using? That's just my light. Let's go ahead and see if it does anything. Probably won't. Wah, wah. Doesn't do absolutely anything. Dang it. Alright, well, sadly the old Dell power supply is dead. I have not tested the machine with its original power supply, but let's go ahead and find out and see if she boots and turns on. But whatever, it's just the way she goes. Yeah, you see? There's the other thing hooked up right there. The only thing I didn't hook up was the on hard drive, but that's okay. We'll get that in a minute. But there's the old Dell power supply. Let's turn this old beast on and see if it does anything. Yep. See, so it's turning on and hopefully going to boot. There you go. That's all she is. Just a dead power supply. Working very good. Sweet. Alright. There you go. Alrighty then. Well, sadly, the old Dell power supply is dead. And you can see, I did not do any damage to the old E-machine desktop computer. And it still works perfectly fine. And you can see we have fans spinning, hard drives working, and everything else. But what can you do with old dead power supplies like this? Dead Dell power supply. Well, there's a couple things you can do. It's basically just scrap them, take all the cable off, or try repairing it. But I'm not going to bother with that because it's not even worth my time fixing this broken power supply. And yes, it doesn't matter what power supply you use. It doesn't matter the name or the model, but it does. It only depends on what you need to use for your desktop computer. But there you go. Everything seems to work. If you guys are brand new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment down below. Please like, please share. Peace out. Bye guys and girls. Well, please see you in the next vlog. Bye from your boy Chris. And peace out.